If you've ever refused to grow up, if you've ever wanted to live in a world of fantasy, then Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions might be the show just for you, because it's a pretty good one. It's also really cute and funny, so let's just chat about it. So if you guys aren't aware, I think I say this pretty often, I really like romance anime, but this one in particular, I enjoy quite a bit because it pretty much has to do about growing up, like not a weird way, but in the sense that sometimes you refuse to move on from things that you really enjoy, which is where we get the term chunibyo. Chunibyo is like where someone kind of lives in like this weird state of delusion, kind of, not really, they just kind of refuse to grow up. In a sense, they live out like fantasies and whatnot, like you think you're a wizard and you kind of refuse to grow out of it. And as you get older, you kind of think it's cringe, and that's pretty much where we get the story of Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions, as we follow our main character Yuta. He used to be known for being a big Chunibyo, this one kid who used to think he was like a dark wizard, dark magician, whatever the case was. And as he got older, he's like, this is kind of cringe, I really don't want to look back on this and look at it like that. It's like an 8th grade syndrome where, like, when you're younger, when you're in middle school, you think you're like some kind of wizard, stuff like that. You know, that makes sense. I kind of had a similar phase, I'll be honest, but it involved soldiers. I think a lot of people had a phase like this when they were younger, when they were like little kids, when they were in middle school, where they thought they were something, but in reality they're not. And when you look back on it, you're now thinking, okay, this is kind of cringe, to be honest. But in this story, we follow Yuta as he goes into high school, and then he meets a current Chunibyo by the name of Rika. Rika's this one girl who believes she's powerful, who believes she's a wizard, and who views Yuta as a former mage, as this one guy who's, okay, I know this guy, this guy's kind of nice, this guy's really cool and whatnot, I'm gonna convince him to be a Chunibyo again. And Rika, she's 100% into the Chunibyo act. And it's pretty funny. I really love their interaction between both of these characters. How one kind of refuses to play along with these shenanigans, while the other just kind of acknowledges it, but at the same time finds it kind of like, okay, I don't want to deal with this, but I kind of have to because this is her type of personality. And I really enjoy it because it's a story about like a youthful romance, a story about growing up and refusing to grow up at the same time, which to me is really fascinating. Also, I gotta admit, the animation for this is pretty insane. For a story that doesn't really have like a lot of fights, it's like mostly about romance. It does have like a lot of good fight scenes when they're in their Chunibyo mode, especially when Rika is in her weird delusional state where she thinks she's super powerful. It is really good. Like, it looks really nice. I also love the little banter with some of the other side characters like Kurumi, and the blonde character Thor, or whatever the hell her name is. I completely forgot off the top of my mind. It's really fun. I really love seeing the group of this and how some of the other characters were former Chunibyos or they're currently Chunibyos. It's really fun. It's really entertaining. You're seeing all of their interactions. And I don't want to spoil the entire thing because I do want you guys to actually go watch it. But the show, it's only like 2 seasons plus a movie which wraps it up really nicely. It is really good. Like, it is such a good little romance. I know some people are not a fan of this series. I don't know why. Like, I've talked to like a few of my friends and they're like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this series. It's kind of always irked me, but I kind of get it. I feel like sometimes it could get annoying, but at the same time, not really, because it's quite entertaining. I really love seeing how Rika, as illusioned as she is, she's very down to earth. She's very honest. She knows what she's doing. And at some point throughout the story, she loses the spark of being a Chunibyo, and she's not really the same. It's like pretty sad, honestly. And I know in part of the movie, they do technically run away. They elope together, and it's pretty funny. Like, I don't want to spoil the movie ending for you guys or the movie plotline in general, but this is such a good show. Like, I think this is one of those like well animated shows from Kyoto Animation. Oh yeah, by the way, it's made by the same people who brought us Con and Violet Evergarden, so that's one of the reasons it's really beautifully animated, because of them. But overall, I think this is a wonderful series, especially about growing up, about being youthful, and about romance. I highly recommend you guys actually go watch this, because this is fun. Like, if you like silly things, if you like delusions, then I highly recommend you go watch Love, Chunibyo Other Delusions, because it's funny. Plus, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Rika, because I know there's a bunch of Rika memes out there. So, yeah. Anyways, that being said, have you seen Love, Chunibyo Other Delusions? If not, are you gonna check it out? But, yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are down below, and I'll catch you guys on my next one. I have a few announcements. I'll probably make a separate post regarding MomoCon and Anime Expo, but yeah, I got some pretty big important announcements regarding those conventions. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on my next one. Peace.